Hello everybody, welcome to 2C TV, your global news channel. I'm Maya 2C, and the ongoing crisis in the Middle East, especially for the Islamic Republic of Iran nutters, is escalating over the last few minutes, over the last hour. We've now finally received the confirmation of the verdict coming from the IAEA, the atomic agency. The Iranian regime are in a huge trouble, and so they've decided to accelerate their plans to enrich uranium and reach nuclear weapons capacity, and of course to also target the state of Israel. We are also waiting for the Israelis to now strike Iran. The Americans have been informed. The Europeans have also been informed. If you followed the last live stream we did late last night, about 10 hours ago, of course you were kind of up to date, but we're going to give you guys the latest on this. First, obviously reported on 2C.tv, our website, that the IAEA declared Iran that is in non-compliance with its nuclear safeguarding for the first time in 20 years. Now, if you want to get all the updates on 2C.tv, obviously go on 2C.tv, our website. You can also become a member of 2C TV Plus. Because it's my birthday week, we're giving you guys a special discount. 2C37 is the promo code. You will get 37% off annual memberships of 2C TV Plus. Go directly on 2C.tv. The link is also in the description under the video. And also download the 2C TV app. Now let's talk about the IAEA. 35 countries on the board of governors. They had a late meeting last night. The meeting was actually going on from the 9th of June. So between the 9th and now. They passed the resolution during this meeting, formally declaring Iran being in non-compliance, and essentially they've been lying about their nuclear program. Something that we already knew. We were just waiting for the IAEA to also confirm. For the first time in 2 decades, they've discovered, the UK, US, France, and Germany, that they have undeclared nuclear materials. They haven't obviously disclosed them. They've been discovered in multiple sites. Something that the Israelis have been trying to convince the West for a long time. They didn't listen, and it's finally happened. At the same time as the Americans, late last night, started ordering the US troops in the Middle East to be on standby, to be on maximum alert for the families, civilians, and non-essential personnel to leave. As a result, the Iranian regime have now reacted to the resolution from the IAEA, and guess what? They are effing around. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Islamic Republic of Iran have now announced 2 major nuclear steps. Number 1, opening a new enrichment site. They will begin operating a new uranium enrichment facility. Although the exact location will not be disclosed, this will be a secret facility. This obviously is to challenge the pressure coming from the international community. Now, what they're doing is they're doubling down. The whole point of this, President Trump negotiating with Iran, the IAEA, even back in the day, Obama, the whole point was be transparent. They said that to Iran, and they were doing some secret missions. Now, they're doubling down, saying, well, okay then, we are going to do more secret missions. So they're now going to be enriching uranium further, accelerating it very quickly. And they have already done massively anyway, so it won't take that much time. And they will not be disclosing the location of these places. So even if you hit some of the existing nuclear sites, it's not really going to affect it, according to Iran. The second step is upgrading centrifuges at their Fordo site. Now, Iran will be replacing the older generation, this is generation 1, IR1 centrifuges at the underground enrichment site. They're going to replace it with the advanced generation 6, IR6 centrifuges, which are significantly more efficient and capable of enriching uranium at a faster rate, reaching to nuclear weapon level. So it is extremely concerning what the Iranian regime are doing. Now, they claim this is self-defense. They are building a nuclear weapon for self-defense. Considering they are the ones who declared war on the West. They are the ones who declared war on Israel. They said we're going to wipe you out, wipe you off the map. But apparently, it's all self-defense. Now, we just had the confirmation on the Iranian state TV that the Iranian Atomic Energy Organization spokesperson Behruz Kamalvandi, he announced that we will open a third uranium enrichment site, and we will continue with our mission, which is nuclear weapons is the right of the Islamic Republic of Iran, and we are not going to listen to anybody else anymore. So we are now, obviously it's very early in the United States, in Washington, but the interesting thing is when President Trump convenes his meeting in the morning with his cabinet and with the rest of the senior teams, the decision will come from the White House, what they want to do. But the Israelis have already decided, the Israelis have already said, we are now going to be attacking Iran imminently, any moment. Could be now, could be in the next 6 hours, could be tomorrow, could be the next day. Everybody is now on standby. The Americans are now mobilizing their troops again in the Middle East. They've also sent out massive statements to all the other Americans in the region. The first security alert comes from the State Department, and it relates to Israel. The State Department in the US said, due to the increased regional tensions, US government employees and their family members are restricted from traveling outside the greater Tel Aviv and Jerusalem and Berea and Sheva areas until further notice. So you're not allowed to leave these three areas if you are in Israel. Transit between these three areas, including to and from Ben Gurion Airport in Tel Aviv, is authorized. Transiting Route 1 to and from Allenby Bridge is also permitted. The U.S. Embassy reminds U.S. citizens of the continued need for caution and increased personal security awareness, including knowing the location of the nearest shelter in the event of a red alert, as security incidents, including mortar, rocket and missile fire and unmanned aircraft systems intrusions, often take place without any warning. The security environment is complex and can change quickly. So that was the initial warning from the State Department to their own citizens who are currently in Israel. Then the second security warning came from, again, the State Department, advising people not to travel to Iraq. Now, of course, Iraq is a sensitive location when it comes to the Middle East, and not just because it's right next to Iran, but also because of the Iranian militias who are still in Iraq, the Hezbollah of Iraq. But most importantly, Iraq is between Israel and Iran. So when the fighter jets go from both sides, it will be over Iraq. Anything could happen in Iraq. So the warning is don't go to Iraq either. Obviously, the Iranian regime are preparing their proxies as well to attack Israel imminently. We have the Houthis saying that they are also on high alert, preparing for possible attacks by Israel or the United States. The idiots in Yemen have vowed to escalate strikes against Israel. Having said that, until now, the Houthis have not been a reliable proxy for the Iranian regime because they don't even know how to aim when they attack Israel. Meanwhile, in terms of what's happening inside the country in Iran, apart from the order to accelerate the uranium enrichment in the country, there's also yet another order. A senior Iranian official has now confirmed that Tehran's military has already had an urgent meeting with the president and the IRGC, and they have now decided to plan an immediate counterstrike against Israel involving hundreds of ballistic missiles. Hundreds, according to the Iranian regime. Now, obviously, in October 2024, when the Iranian regime was attacked Israel, the missile barrage caused limited damage because of the US assistance and Saudi Arabia and Jordan, basically all the Arab countries in the region who helped Israel by bringing down and defending Israel against the Iranian regime. But now, the Americans are evacuating a lot of their bases. Not fully. Some of the bases, some of the troops will stay, but not enough to be able to actually help Israel. And also in terms of the capability of the IRGC, they are accelerating it. So if they are going to be sending hundreds of ballistic missiles at the same time, or if they plan to send a few hundred drones first to try to overwhelm the Iron Dome and then send out launch the ballistic missiles, and also coming from Yemen and other places. Perhaps they could cause some damage, but again, they will not be able to wipe Israel off the map. All this does is that the Iranian regime will confirm to the world that they are effing around, and they will find out. When Israel hits Iran, they have already planned this months in advance. Technically years, but months in advance. The Israeli Defense Forces have already confirmed we know exactly where to hit. We know what time is the best time. We will give notice to civilians, and everybody knows what to do. Although one of the problems that I have is that my father is still stuck in Iran, and he's held by the IRGC. And the problem for him is that he's held at one of the IRGC headquarters right next to it. So he's staying. Well, he lives next door to one of the main bases. So it will be a very, very difficult situation for him and the rest of the family. But they will have to find a way to find shelter and see what happens when the Israelis attack Iran. Now, let's get some reaction from you guys. Let's get some super chats first. Andy, thank you very much, saying, I bet the pathetic BBC or mainstream media is not reporting this. Be all Israel's fault. Yes, well, the mainstream media, as you guys know, there are rolling news channels. So what they end up doing, they tend to either, in a normal day, they talk about 2 or 3 topics repeatedly. But sometimes when one emergency happens, they simply just focus on one. Right now, 24/7 for the next day, they are just focusing on the plane crash in India. And they're not really talking about anything else. They're just talking about the plane crash. Anyway, let's see what they will do. Now, we got Ivan in the super chat again. More willy waving from Iran. Yeah, they love to do some willy waving, as you every time. And James says, get a haircut. You look rough as F. It's because I just took a shower. Hang on. All right. PC says, I hope your father is okay. Soon will be free. Yes, despite the threat to his life and his family and his home and everything else, he's very, very excited. Like all the other Iranian people inside the country, they're like, yes, finally, come on, Israel, target the IRGC. They're all very much looking forward to the potential liberation of their country. So yeah, while the mainstream media continues to focus on the plane crash, we are going to give you guys the up-to-date news on what's actually happening with imminent threats to our lives around the world. Now, what is this? Manda says, how did the IDF plant bombs in pages years in advance? It wasn't years in advance. The operation was years in advance, not the actual planting the bomb. In advance of October the 7th. You people need to wake up from the manipulations. Wait, hang on. Does this idiot think that Israel and Hezbollah of Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza were like friends and allies until like 6th of October? They were like hanging out, playing football, having barbecue. And then 7th of October, suddenly Hamas and Hezbollah became enemies to Israel. So Israel was like, oh no, you broke my heart. Now we are enemies. You do realize from the moment these organizations were established, they were the enemies to Israel. Israel were planning to destroy these guys for decades, years and years. So the pager operation that goes way before, obviously they should have planned it way before. I don't think these people understand how the Middle East actually works. Funny. All right, what else do we have? Another super chat. They will attack other targets, Maya, not want to make martyrs. Hopefully, Father stays safe. No, so they will be targeting the IRGC areas and in the nuclear sites, obviously. So some of them will have residential houses in the area, but the others won't. Mando says, who is Hamas? Do you know them personally? Have you met or spoke to them? Yes. They have a charter. They make speeches. They have rallies. They release statements. And in their charter and everything else that they've done and said from the beginning is, we will wipe out every single Jew on the planet. Not just Israel, every single Jew. So that's literally the manifesto of Hamas. That's literally what they do every single day. Does this person think like Hamas are just like some like friendly neighbors? Like they literally publicly declared war on Israel the moment they were created. That is funny. Anyway, although that kind of backfired because there were some people in the in Mossad who were obviously helping, allowing Hamas to destroy the rivals like Fatah. It was in the interest of Israel, obviously, to divide the rivals, all the different factions, Islamist factions. The mistake that Mossad made and Israel was that they genuinely didn't think, because when I went to Israel recently and I spoke to them, they admitted they didn't take Hamas that seriously. They were still taking Hezbollah more seriously. They thought Hezbollah is going to be the main threat. So Hamas, that basically was allowed to destroy the other factions, and Fatah, and basically Israel was like, yeah, do it. Because why not? It was in their interest. Then they obviously did the surprise attack on 7th of October. This idiot says, who are they? Operatives? Contractors? No, it's the government of Gaza. It was a political party with a military wing, and now the government of Gaza. They have a flag, they have a sign, they had many leaders over the last 10 days. I don't think you know what Hamas is. I think this guy thinks it's like some sort of word that's been created, like a conspiracy theory. Oh, the invisible Hamas. I can't wait for him to return. It's going to be a fun day reacting to these trolls. All right, well, let's go to the members of 2CTV Plus. What are you guys talking about? There we go. Although if Mando comes, I'm going to go to him, that guy. Glad to see your dad back in the live chats. I hope you got a chance to talk to him. Yeah, I just spoke to him just before the live. So the internet is back. Yay. Squirrels Away says, it's time the crazies are taken out once and for all. Stay safe, good Iranian people, and anyone who's fighting these nutters. Yes. Oopsie Daisy says, Mr. Tusi, how will this pan out in regards to Russia if the IDF should hit Iran? Oh, we covered all this last night in the previous live stream, the whole Russia thing. They don't have to get involved. Now that the IAEA have basically declared that Iran has been non-compliant, there's enough evidence. You can hit Iran. Russia will just react badly, like, oh, naughty Israel. But not much will happen. The Russians have their own problems right now to deal with that they created, including the Wagner Group. They're kicking off in Central Africa again, by the way, the Wagner Group. Pork said the IRGC are now on borrowed time, I think. Oh yeah, it's the end. This is the final countdown. Where is Mando? I'm looking for him, by the way. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, guy's back. Yes, the troll is back. What does it say now? What did America do in South America and the Contras? Yeah, similar thing actually. That also backfired massively. Wait, hang on. Does this person think it's some sort of gotcha? You do realize this channel and me, we're against globalists and globalism, including some of the stupid things that America and CIA have done in the past, including sometimes in South America and in Iran in the 1970s when CIA did a coup and obviously installed the Islamic Republic. Yeah, it was a very, very naughty thing to do. Also, why are you shouting? Is that the best he could do? Come on. He thinks I'm going to defend CIA for some reason. All right. Do nukes release radiation when these strikes occur on these sites? I mean, it depends. I think they're on underground sites, but obviously they do release radiation overall. It's just about the reach, because it really depends on what they have. We don't exactly know what they have in there, in these secret facilities. We don't know how much uranium has been enriched. If they have, hypothetically speaking, a secret nuclear bomb, but unlikely. We'll find out. Bloxer says, could there be a risk in operations against the IRGC nuclear facilities that there could be some form of meltdown, nuclear accident? Well, again, like the previous answer, it depends what they actually have, how much they have enriched. But yes, of course, there will be massive explosions. Huge. It's not necessarily an accident. Oh my God, we have someone called Ahmad Sharifi, who is actually Iranian. Ready? And obviously from his name you can tell he's a Muslim. He's an Islamic person. Ahmad the Muslim says, as an Iranian, you should be ashamed of yourself putting up British and American flags in the background, especially the British one. Britain has proven to be Iran's worst enemy throughout history. Oh, well done. No S, Sherlock. Yes, again, like that idiot Mando, this idiot thinks I'm going to defend MI6 and CIA and what they did in Iran. Now, British Empire and post-British Empire and the influence of BP, very, very bad idea, backfired massively. The Brits were controlling Iran from the south, the Russians controlling it from the north. The Shah of Iran basically asked the Americans to come and help him. Then that kind of backfired because the Americans thought they could control the Shah. And then the CIA decided to get rid of the Shah. So both of these guys in the past have done very, very naughty things. But unlike you, Ahmed, we are not tribalist. We understand this system is very different to your stupid country in Iran because you have a dictatorship. You've had the same system since 1979. This is a liberal democracy. It's still very corrupt. It's still very messed up. Things happen. We have deep state. But we can correct our own mistakes of the past. Just like how the British Empire, despite everything in the past, also managed to successfully lead the revolution to abolish slavery. These are the values of the Western civilization, correcting the mistakes of the past. Something you and your fellow Islamic weirdos don't understand. All right, I'm in a mood now. Let's do it. Where is Mando? Where is the other guy who doesn't know what Hamas is? Oh, there we go. You say you are against globalists, but who are the lead globalist nations? The nations are not necessarily, it's not like some countries are globalist, some countries are not globalist. That's not how it works. In each country, you have globalists and you have nationalists. And depending on their systems, any country that's obviously more expansionist, including the British Empire. British Empire at the time was by default globalist. It was an internationalist. So the American state is globalist because obviously it's the police of the world. It's the world police. Russians are globalists, obviously, with their expansions in Africa, in the Middle East, and elsewhere. China, definitely globalist in terms of the government I'm talking about. But inside the country, you have nationalist Chinese. You got globalist Chinese. In Israel, you have some globalist politicians. They're weird, really weird people. And you also have nationalist politicians who are focusing on making Israel great again. Also, stop shouting with a caps lock. Ben says, you're going to need a bigger dungeon for all these trolls. I know, it's so weird. Where's the other one? I forgot the other. Where's Ahmed? Mando says, answer the question, bro. I just did. Calm down. Stop shouting. Where is Ahmed? Ahmed! He wants me to be ashamed of myself. Wait, hang on. What flag does he expect me to put on? Iran? Oh, I've lost Ahmed. What a shame. Okay, let's wait for Mando. He's fun. He's more fun. Come on. Let's wait for Mando. By the way, I'm not forgetting about the rest of you guys. It's just kind of fun here. Let me have my fun. It's my birthday week. Now, let's get some super chats while we wait. We got Ivan saying, Mando sounds like the Doom Goblin. Sounds like Greta. Boba's back. Thank you very much for your super chats. All right, is he back? Can't wait. It's going to be so exciting. All right, well, while we wait for that, let's go to the members. What do we have from you guys? Prayers to all the innocent people trying to live in peace. Yep. Message to the haters. Find Jesus so we can all get along. Yes, listen to Lady B0511. And you're getting some right trolls, right idiot trolls. I know, it's sometimes we get good trolls. Sometimes we get stupid idiots. I like the creative ones who are kind of funny, but not the ones today. Where is the other one? Come on, Mando, I'm waiting for you. The US doesn't have the weapons for long war with Iran. Yes, the United States of America, that is only just the largest army in the world and most successful and most professional army. Yeah, they would not be able to have a long war with even Ukraine and Russia. Even Ukraine and Russia against each other, which by the way is technically Ukraine with the help of NATO, with Russia, it's been going on for now 3-4 years. How long has it been now? 3 years, right? It can still go for another 2-3 years, by the way. They can still afford it because they're going to use other people's money. Both sides, by the way, because there's a lot of Chinese money going to Russia as well. So if those two can do it, I'm sure the US can survive a few years. I mean, firstly, I'm not advocating for America to have a war with Iran. Especially American troops going to Iran, very, very bad idea. But for everybody. But theoretically, obviously it's possible. It's America. It's literally the American empire. Where is Mando? Mando. Is he still around? Oh. Guys, I think I have some bad news. Oh no, I found him. He's here. Mando says, I actually supported Israel in the name of God, but something isn't right. I'm not with it anymore. Something isn't right. What happened? Oh no, what did the Jews do to you? What happened? It says trash. Trash happened. Okay, that's a good answer. Fair enough. There's a new troll. Zero says, 2CTV, Jews love the Talmud. Okay. Nothing to do with me. I'm a Christian, but... Why is this spamming? Okay. Spammers, you get banned. Bye-bye. Zero. Done. Mando's back. No, that's the same comment. He's just repeating the same comment. Tony says, Persians, will they ever return to this name? No. Wash off the bearded filth and change their name back. It's such a long, rich culture. No, that would be a terrible idea. If you change Iran to Persia, because the whole point of Iran was that Iran, as a name, is the original. So obviously Iran means the land of Aryans, and Persia as a name would be a little bit divisive because inside the country you have so many ethnicities. You've got Persian Iranians like myself, they're the main chunk in the middle, in the capital. Then you've got the Kurdish Iranians, you've got the Azeris Iranians, Turkish Iranians, you've got the Jewish Iranians, you've got the Arab Iranians, you got so many different there's so many different groups basically, and they're not Persian. Some of us are Persian Iranian, but not every Iranian is Persian. So it's sort of like if you change the name of Britain, and it's specifically Britain, so which is Wales, England, and Scotland. If you just change that to England, now the Scots and the Welsh will be like, well, we're not English. I mean, that was the whole point of creating the name Britain, or Britannia, from back in the day. Sort of like a similar thing, but for very, very different reasons. Anyway, where is Mando? I'm looking for Mando. Please tell me it's still replying. Where is that? Where's the Talmud guy? Oh no, I banned the Talmud guy, obviously. Yeah, he's gone. Jews love the Talmud. Okay. Muslims love the Quran. What are you going to do about that? Oh, he's back. What's he saying now? I love how I'm just focusing on one person. Thanks for the £2. Dasman, why are you giving him money? Oh, no, I think Dasman has done a super chat, right? Yeah, he's done. Dasman has done a super chat, £2. Mando hit his head on the rock. He climbed out of front. Dasman, thank you for the £2. All right, another one from Israel saying, happy birthday, Maya. Yes, thank you. Love and appreciate your work. Thank you, lovely Israelis and others. Now tell me, do you love the Talmud? Helmet. Oh. Now we have a new troll. You are a stupid Freemason, Maya. There we go. He can be banned too. My priest is going to be very angry that you call me Freemason. All right. Also, this one is the same person. You keep banning. I just banned it, blocked it, and he's going to create a new account. He's got like so many bot accounts. Just like log into a new account and post. It's going to be brilliant. What a day, guys. What a day. The IRGC cyber weirdos are everywhere. All right. Wait, no, there's... Howdy. Oh, where's the... just joined. Hopefully your dad is all right through all this, guys. Yeah, it's still fine. Also, this is my favorite meme. Ahmed, I'll kill you. If you haven't seen that, you need to watch it. Where are the sane humans? I don't know. So I'm just checking the corporate media. It's absolutely fascinating. The mainstream media, globally speaking, almost all of them, CNN, BBC, Sky, they are primarily just reporting the plane crash in India. That's all they're focusing on. Now, there's so much chaos happening. They're just focusing on the plane crash. Surprise, surprise. So obviously everybody's already reporting on that, so we're not going to report on a plane crash. But it's just any excuse to not talk about the real crises that happened, including the imminent war in the Middle East. We now have an update that the Israelis are indicating that they will launch the attack within the next few days. So it won't be today from Israel, but we don't know when Iran will be attacking Israel. That's a whole different game. Kara says, happy belated birthday, Maya. Sorry I missed you yesterday, but I hope you had a great day. Thank you very much, Kara Grace. And Jojo says the upcoming G7 summit should be very interesting. It's going to be very awkward, but it will be very interesting. But President Trump could just go, especially to the Europeans, and say, told you so. You didn't listen to me about Iran. Kara and all the others who missed the birthday yesterday, you also missed the best moment of the birthday, which is us giving you guys a limited discount. Yes, 37% off annual memberships of 2C TV Plus. Use the promo code 2C37 to get access to our independent platform, the website and the app, 2C.tv. You get access to all the documentaries, the chat forum, the podcast, the new podcast. We also have some new interviews, including Peter Blexley, the former undercover detective who infiltrated organized the crime. There's so much going on the app. And also we are working on a new documentary, as well as the Israel documentary that's still being edited. And then, of course, that will come out soon. Now, First Evil 100 says, we need the Doomslayer. He will sort them out. Repenter. On that lovely note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I'm Maya Tusi, and we are the media.